Imagine waking up one morning, overthrowing your oppressive boss, taking over the company, and declaring that from this day forward, everyone is equal. No more exploitation. No more hunger. No more suffering. You and your colleagues will run things yourselves. Sounds like a dream, right? Now imagine that within just a few years, the very people who led that revolution are sleeping in the boss's old office, eating his food, wearing his clothes, and working you harder than the old boss ever did. And the most terrifying part, they've convinced you that this is freedom. That is Animal Farm. Written in 1945 by George Orwell, this 100-page novella is one of the most devastating political allegories ever written. It looks like a children's story about farm animals, but underneath, it is a surgical dissection of how power corrupts, how revolutions are hijacked, and how ordinary people, or animals, allow it to happen. Today, we are going through every chapter, every idea, every chilling moment. Let's get into it. Our story begins at Manor Farm in England. The farm is run by a drunken, neglectful farmer named Mr. Jones, who keeps all the animals fed just enough to work and works them until they drop. One night, the oldest and most respected animal on the farm, a prize boar named Old Major, calls all the animals together in the barn. He's had a dream, and before he dies, he wants to share his vision. Old Major's speech is electric. He tells the animals, "Our lives are miserable, laborious, and short. We are born, given just enough food to keep breathing, forced to work until we're useless, and then slaughtered." He asks why. The land is fertile. The farm is productive. But everything the animals produce, every drop of milk, every egg, every harvest, is stolen by man. His conclusion is simple and radical. Man is the enemy. Remove man, and animals will be free. He teaches them a revolutionary song called Beasts of England, a rousing anthem about the golden future when animals would throw off their chains. The animals sing it 5 times in a row, so loudly that Mr. Jones wakes up, fires his gun into the dark, and the meeting breaks up. 3 nights later, Old Major dies peacefully in his sleep. But his ideas live on, and they are taken up by the pigs, who are the cleverest animals on the farm. 3 pigs in particular: Snowball, an energetic, brilliant speaker; Napoleon, large, fierce, and quiet, a pig who gets what he wants; and Squealer, a small, fast-talking pig who, as the others say, could turn black into white. Together, they develop Old Major's ideas into a formal philosophy called animalism. Then, something unexpected happens. The rebellion comes not through careful planning, but through hunger. Mr. Jones goes on a drinking binge, forgets to feed the animals for a full day, and when he shows up with a whip, the animals snap. They chase Jones and his men off the farm. Just like that, the rebellion is won. The animals explore their farm with wonder and joy. They destroy every instrument of their oppression: the whips, the nose rings, the chains. They paint over Manor Farm on the gate and write Animal Farm, and the pigs, who have secretly taught themselves to read, paint the founding principles of their new society on the barn wall. The 7 commandments of animalism. Whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. Whatever goes upon 4 legs, or has wings, is a friend. No animal shall wear clothes. No animal shall sleep in a bed. No animal shall drink alcohol. No animal shall kill any other animal. All animals are equal. It is a perfect society on paper. The first harvest under animal management is the greatest the farm has ever seen. The animals work with a pride and energy they've never felt before. Every mouthful of food tastes better because it is theirs. Even the smallest animals, the hens, the ducks, carry wisps of hay in their beaks. At the center of it all is Boxer, a massive cart horse with a heart of gold. Boxer becomes the soul of the farm. His personal motto is simple: I will work harder. He gets up earlier than everyone else, volunteers for extra shifts, and carries more than any 2 animals combined. He is the embodiment of pure, loyal, unquestioning effort. On Sundays, there are no chores. The animals hold weekly meetings in the barn where they debate policy, vote on resolutions, and sing Beasts of England. It feels like true democracy. But quietly, almost invisibly, the first cracks appear. The pigs, who run the committees and make the decisions, have stopped doing physical labor. They supervise. The other animals don't question this. After all, the pigs are clearly the cleverest. Then one day, the animals notice the milk and the windfall apples keep disappearing. Where are they going? Squealer has an answer. He explains, with great scientific authority, that milk and apples contain essential brain nutrients that only pigs need because pigs are the brain workers who manage the farm. Without healthy pigs, the farm would fail. And then his winning move. Surely, comrades, you do not want Jones to come back? The animals accept it. They don't want Jones back. The logic seems airtight. But take note of what just happened. The pigs took a special privilege for themselves and then used fear of the old oppressor to silence any objection. This is the template, and it will be used again and again. News of the rebellion has spread across the county. The neighboring farmers, Mr. Pilkington of Foxwood and Mr. Frederick of Pinchfield, are deeply worried. If their animals learn what happened at Animal Farm, there could be more rebellions. So they spread lies. The animals are starving, fighting each other, practicing cannibalism. But even their lies can't suppress the song. Beasts of England spreads like wildfire across the countryside. Animals everywhere are humming it, and human beings tremble when they hear it. Then Jones and his men launch an attack to retake the farm. But Snowball has been studying Julius Caesar's military campaigns, and he's ready. The animals execute a brilliant ambush, retreating to lure the men in, then attacking from all sides. Snowball himself charges directly at Jones. The men are routed. It is a great victory, named the Battle of the Cowshed. Snowball and Boxer are awarded medals. The animals are proud and united. The farm is secure. For now. As winter arrives, a new conflict dominates the farm. Snowball versus Napoleon. On every issue, they disagree. But the biggest fight is over Snowball's grand proposal, a windmill. Snowball wants to build a windmill that will generate electricity, giving every animal light, heat, and labor-saving machinery. He promises that once the windmill is built, animals will only need to work 3 days a week. It is a vision of technological utopia. Napoleon is against it from day one. He says they need to focus on food production now, not waste time on what he calls moonshine. The farm splits into two factions. Everyone is debating. It's the most alive the democratic process has ever been on Animal Farm. Then comes the vote. Snowball gives the speech of his life, electrifying, passionate, painting a picture of a future where machines do the hard labor. The animals are swept away. The vote is going to go to Snowball. And then Napoleon makes a sound, a strange, high-pitched whimper, and 9 enormous dogs burst through the barn doors. These are the puppies Napoleon took from their mothers months ago. He raised them in secret. He trained them as his personal attack force. The dogs chase Snowball across the field and through a hedge. Snowball is never seen again. Napoleon announces that the Sunday meetings are canceled. All decisions will now be made by a committee of pigs, presided over by Napoleon himself. There will be no more debate. When some animals protest, the dogs growl. The sheep bleat 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, until there is no room left for discussion. Squealer visits each animal privately to explain. Comrade Napoleon has sacrificed his comfort to take on the burden of leadership. You wouldn't want Jones to come back, would you? And Boxer, loyal, trusting, simple Boxer, says, if Comrade Napoleon says it, it must be right. He adds a second motto to his first. Napoleon is always right. Orwell breaks your heart right here. Because Boxer is not stupid. He is good. He is hardworking and kind. But goodness without critical thinking is no protection against tyranny. The farm then starts trading with neighboring farms, which was supposedly banned forever. Squealer assures the animals that no such resolution was ever passed. Is it written down anywhere? Have you any record of it? The animals have no written records. Squealer wins. The pigs move into the farmhouse, also supposedly banned. Again, Squealer adjusts the commandment. When Clover goes to check the barn wall, it no longer reads, "No animal shall sleep in a bed." It reads, "No animal shall sleep in a bed with sheets." The laws are being rewritten in the night, and the animals are too confused to notice. The winter is brutal. Food runs dangerously short. Napoleon fills the empty storage bins with sand to fool a visiting agent into thinking they are full. To keep up egg production contracts, hens who resist have their rations cut. 9 hens die. Everything that goes wrong on the farm is blamed on Snowball. A window breaks. Snowball. The harvest fails. Snowball. The milk goes sour. Snowball was there in the night. Napoleon even claims to sniff out Snowball's footprints everywhere. Snowball transforms from a former hero into an all-purpose demon, an invisible enemy who justifies every hardship and explains every failure. Sound familiar? Then come the confessions. Napoleon assembles all the animals. His dogs drag 4 pigs forward, the same ones who once dared to question him. They confess to collaborating with Snowball and sabotaging the farm. Their throats are torn out by the dogs on the spot. More animals come forward. Hens confess. A goose confesses to hiding corn. Sheep confess to murder. One by one, confessions and executions. By the end, there is a pile of bodies in front of Napoleon's feet. The animals are horrified. They huddle together on the hill and look out at the farm they fought for. Clover, old, stout, gentle Clover, feels something she cannot express in words. She had dreamed of a society of animals, set free from hunger and the whip, all equal, each working according to capacity, the strong protecting the weak. Instead, growling dogs, secret trials, animals tearing each other apart. She starts to sing Beasts of England, just to feel something. The other animals join in, slowly and mournfully. Immediately, Squealer arrives with 2 dogs. Beasts of England is now banned. The rebellion is complete, he says. The song of longing for a better future is no longer necessary, because that future is here. The animals accept it. They have been conditioned to. Meanwhile, Napoleon has developed a full personality cult. He is called Father of all animals, terror of mankind, Duckling's friend. Squealer speaks of him with tears streaming down his cheeks. A poet pig named Minimus composes odes to Napoleon's glory. Everything good that happens is credited to Napoleon. He rarely appears in public anymore, a mysterious, godlike figure surrounded by dogs. The 6th commandment, when someone checks the wall, it now reads, "No animal shall kill any other animal without cause." 2 words added. The terror of the executions, justified, retroactively, by a painted wall. Boxer's hoof is injured. He is aging, but he refuses to rest, pushing himself every day, saying he only wants to see the windmill finish before he retires. There is a touching moment where he talks about retirement, about learning the rest of the alphabet, about spending peaceful days in the pasture with Benjamin. It is the one flicker of innocent hope in a story that has otherwise extinguished all hope. Then one summer evening, Boxer collapses while dragging stone to the windmill. Squealer announces that Napoleon is making arrangements to send Boxer to a veterinary hospital in Willingdon. The animals feel uneasy, but are reassured. Boxer is loaded into a van. Benjamin, the old donkey who has never shown excitement in his life, suddenly starts running and braying in terror. He can read. He reads the side of the van. Alfred Simmons, horse slaughterer and glue boiler, Willingdon. The animals scream. They chase the van. Clover calls out to Boxer. Inside, they can hear his hooves drumming desperately against the walls, trying to kick his way out. But he is too weak. His strength has been given entirely to the farm that is now selling him for glue money. The drumming fades. The van disappears. Squealer later explains, very smoothly, that the van used to belong to the knacker, but was purchased by a vet who simply hadn't repainted it yet. The animals believe him. They want to believe him. Napoleon gives a solemn speech honoring Boxer. He quotes Boxer's final words, "Napoleon is always right." And then, days later, the pigs acquire a new case of whiskey, paid for, presumably, with what was left of Boxer. Years pass. Seasons come and go. Most animals who remember the rebellion are dead or dying. The new generations know only what they have been told. The farm is prosperous, but only the pigs and dogs grow fat. Everyone else is hungry, cold, and working as hard as ever. And yet, they believe they are free, because they have been told so, again and again, until it is the only story they know. Then one evening, the animals watch in stunned silence as the pigs walk out of the farmhouse, walking on their hind legs. Napoleon himself comes last, carrying a whip. The sheep, who once bleated for legs good, 2 legs bad, now bleat on cue. For legs good, 2 legs better. Benjamin leads Clover to the barn wall. The 7 commandments are gone. In their place, a single sentence. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. The pigs host a dinner with the neighboring human farmers. They play cards together. They laugh together. Napoleon announces that the farm's name has been changed back. It is no longer Animal Farm. It is once again Manor Farm. And as the other animals peer through the farmhouse window, watching pigs and humans together, they can no longer tell who is who. The creatures outside looked from pig to man, and from man to pig, and from pig to man again, but already it was impossible to say which was which. Animal Farm is a story about how revolutions fail, not always because the ideals are wrong, but because of what happens after the revolution. Power, left unchecked, always consolidates. Propaganda replaces truth. Fear replaces debate. And the oppressed, given enough time, become indistinguishable from their oppressors. Orwell wrote this in 1945, inspired by the Soviet Union under Stalin. But the warning is timeless and universal. It applies to any system, any ideology, any leader, the moment they begin rewriting the rules, silencing dissent, and asking you to trust them instead of your own memory. Old Major's dream was beautiful. The problem was never the dream. The problem was who got to interpret it. If you found this video valuable, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves books or politics, or both. Drop in the comments, which character do you think represents the most dangerous kind of person in real life? I'd love to know. See you in the next one.